Hello everyone, Conifer here, and I was a very dramatic teenager, and I think we all were at some point. Like, we tend to overthink everything in our lives, and we tend to, exaggerate everything in our minds when we're teenagers, and that doesn't make you any less valid. It just means that you don't really see the world in the same way an adult does. And everyone tends to go through a dramatic phase when they're younger. This is especially apparent when you look back through your old diary from when you were a dramatic teenager. So that's what I'm gonna do today. This is my diary starting from grade 6 and then ending in grade 8. We don't have middle school over here, but that's what you'd call middle school in America, so that's the kind of thing we're talking here. So yeah, here's some highlights from my extremely dramatic diary from when I was 11. I'm not going to be reading everything because there's obviously some very personal stuff in here, but I'm just going to be reading the funny parts, and there's a lot of them. I thought of a question that I put in the puberty question box at school. I would rather die than admit I wrote that. Yikes. That's a pretty strong statement there, Alana. P.S. Band sucks. You know who can stuff that up his bum. Not that anyone would be interested. Take that. Take the L, you know who. All I said in this thing was, P.S. Band sucks. You know who can stuff that up his bum. What did that have to do with him? He was in the band, I guess, but, why did I have to write, you know who can stuff that up his bum? Alright. Put on my best acting, love-struck child voice. Well, now it's second term of high school and I never got to get redacted to know that I like him. I guess I'm not brave enough. I did that thing where I literally wrote out sigh. I've been getting quite depressed a few times because of this business about me not being brave enough to even phone a guy I like. Sigh! That's not depression, that's just sadness. Did I not know the difference? And then there's this girl at my school who, really gets on my nerves. She stares at me and gives me looks because of reasons concerning, wait for it, a fish fillet, for God's sake! Oh gosh, there was this one incident at a school camp where this one girl, she wasn't gonna eat her fish, so I was like, yo, can I have that? And she was just stared at me like a bitch. I actually had, anxiety about that for, 3 years following that incident, and it wasn't even, that much of a big deal. I literally could not even speak about it. I couldn't even tell my closest family what the fish incident was. I was that afraid of thinking about it, and you'll see more about, what kind of person I was in high school. I was afraid of everything. I'm a bit sick at the moment. My nose is stuffed and my throat was sore yesterday. I was worried it's the swine flu. Nah, bitch, you don't have the swine flu. It literally says, one sentence later, I heard something on the radio about a man being the first case in Sydney or something. So, clearly I didn't have the swine flu, but I thought I did anyway. Okay, so, context for this next part. I didn't like the school uniform, and I forgot my PE uniform, so I had to just wear my regular uniform. I had a substitute top that I replaced my my winter uniform shirt with. They let me do that because they were pretty chill about it, but they let me replace my top with a different one that didn't, because I had a problem with the way that the sleeves would be and so I got one with better sleeves, but then that one didn't even have a top button. So I freaked out about that, and I was a bit stressed in PE, not because it was PE, but because of my better top. I was left clutching at the neck of my top. It didn't have any buttons above that level. And to make it worse, my PE shorts were in the wash. So I couldn't do the gym stuff because then the hair clip would slip off my shirt and destroy my privacy. I was literally that one kid that was Dana from The Meaning of Popularity. That was me. I was literally, I was afraid of the word boobies. I was afraid of I was afraid of any kind of discussion about kissing. I was the most prudish possible person that could ever exist. I still hate school and I even considered going to homeschool! Here's more about gym and PE. We're doing gymnastics in PE and I don't like it because you have to do some horribly sexual things like a tuck handstand and a body wave. Bruh, how is that sexual? Like, the body wave is like when you do, like, when you do that. It's not sexual, it doesn't imply that you're having sex. And the tuck handstand is like, you stand on your hands, so these are your hands, and then you like just kind of like tuck your legs like when you stand on your hands, and somehow I thought that was somehow fucking sexual. I just, bitch, I don't get it. It got a prize! With like 300 exclamation marks. Weird flex, but okay. Bruh, I don't remember some of this. Like, there's this random boy who hangs around the school. Like, who was that? Like, was there this random man just like, was it a boy or a man? I don't know. I don't know who this was, but apparently there was a random guy just like hanging around the school all the time. I mean, if he was a student age, surely he'd be at his own school. So it's clearly like a random like grown ass man just like hanging around my school, and I didn't even realize that was weird. It's like, maybe he's waiting for his girlfriend. Hope so. Serves you right. Who are you talking to? Okay, so this is like in one of those chapters where I haven't written for like 8 months, and I ended up like listing everything. Not in order, but like in order of importance. Of like listing all the things that have happened since then. Number 2 was, Evil Brain Strikes Yet Again! This time I'm paranoid about this random girl at school, and the at is like the at symbol. And I keep thinking she's going to bang me to death with an axe or something. Been like this for a long time. I know she's not really an axe murderer, but every time I see her in that same corridor... Weird, huh? I can't give myself time to think rationally and I just run. Completely freak out. I must look stupid. Then I think, what if she's reading my mind? Which I know isn't possible, but all the same, I can't really speak the truth in my own mind. What the fuck does that even mean? Shut the fuck up. Who pinged me? Who was it? Which one of you motherfuckers pinged me on Discord while I was recording? I'm kidding, it's fine. But yeah, I was paranoid as fuck. I had lots of bad thoughts, you know? Mrs. Redacted and Mrs. Redacted 2 hate me. Everyone says they don't, but who cares? With like 17 exclamation marks. It's embarrassing having my classmates thinking I'm a budding criminal, and the context for that was I had to get teachers to sign me off on a thing. It wasn't even a real contract. It was like, it was using the contract book, but it was a completely different thing that wasn't even real. Like, I wasn't on a contract or anything, if you know what those are. So I didn't want, like, my friends to think that I was one of those weird behaving kids. But I had to get the teacher to sign it every lesson. I was mortified. This thing was supposed to, like, help me, like, get on time to class and stuff. So it was completely innocent, but, like, I compared the way they saw me as, like, a budding criminal. So, yikes. Redacted 1, Redacted 2, and Redacted 3. 3 girls in my class who don't seem to think I'm a total loser. Not actually friends yet, I don't think. I'm still a hanger-on. Yep, I was that kid who just almost had friends but didn't. 6. Redacted. These are all different redacted, by the way. After what happened at the bus stop and in DT last year, I don't know whether to trust her or hate her. And I thought, do I trust her? Obviously not. Now I won't let her sit next to me in class. I hope she understands she's the bully, not me. Context for that? All this girl did to not earn my trust was joke that I had a penis this one time at the bus stop. That's literally all it took to, like, trigger me as a 12-year-old. Then there's, like, what? 3.5 pages about the Prime Minister. When Julia Gillard became the Prime Minister, everyone was talking about it. I kind of, like, talked about everyone talking about it, because I was r/not like other girls. Seriously, politician is the occupation that gets the most embarrassing comments from shows like the 7 PM Project and Good News Week. Stuff like counting how many times she says moving forward in one press conference, or pointing out it was her fault some random guy dropped coffee on his suit, etc. And then the other guy, Tony Abbott, who spends more time running around the beach in Speedos than doing his job. And so the morning show, which by the way I don't watch because I'm unique and I don't watch mainstream media, even though I did. The morning show gets both of them on their show at the same time, and there was this one time that was in all caps by the way, this one time that they hugged, and the media pounced on that, and now just about everyone thinks their, and there is spelt like T-H-E-I-R because I was a child, thinks they're flirting. Not true. You're forgetting that he's married and she's got a boyfriend. Air quotes because she's really old to have a boyfriend. Bruh, did I really see people making fun of politicians and like joking that Julia Gillard and the leader of the opposition were fucking flirting with each other? And I took that seriously? Like, did I seriously think people thought that? Like, sis, we've been new. Now I feel like that weirdo on YouTube who yells, "Leave Britney alone!" Only difference is that nobody bothers to dress up like Julia and chuck a fit and post it online. There was like a whole nother like 2.5 pages about Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott. Like, is it that big of a deal, Alana? Alright, this bit's good. The mental illness every teenage girl except me has. It's called Bieber fever. Like, bruh, that's so fucking dramatic, dude. Are people not allowed to like things? There's this young male singer. How young? He says he's 16, but he doesn't look a second over 7. I was like the epitome of r/ not like other girls because like, oh, I'm unique. I don't like Justin Bieber. I don't like wear pink and wear makeup and wear like take my fucking skirt up 30 centimeters. Instead, I take it down all the way, and still that's not enough for my prudish self. I didn't like all the celebrities that everyone liked. I wasn't obsessed with singers or bands. I'm so unique. I am not like the other girls. I am not like them. I am not a slut. You know. Redacted has a folder full of pictures of him. She gets it out in class, one in a towel at the beach. Ew. She had like a full ass, like, it was like that thick plastic folder full of photographs of Justin Bieber. Full like A4 printed like photographs like in her fucking folder. She'd get it out in class and just, oh my god, look at Justin Bieber, he's so hot. Like, she'd just be like drooling over him like when we were trying to fucking learn. And it was funny, I guess. And then I go on to say, I sort of feel a bit sorry for him, actually. How would anyone feel if they did a concert in front of thousands of people of the opposite gender, holding signs like, I love you and marry me? It must do awful things at your brain. Oh, you sweet summer child. There could be way worse things on those signs than I love you and marry me. Like, look at all the freaking stands these days. There could be so much worse. And I was freaking out about I love you and marry me. Bruh. Date questionable. Normally I'd leave a year or 5 in between diary entries. And then like a rolled eyes face. I don't even know what that face is. But something happened today. And then I just seemed to ramble on about how my friends betrayed me. All that happened was that I had a better idea for the group project than my friends did. And they just wanted to copy something that already existed. And I was like, I was trying to like say I can actually come up with something that's original. And then I start like rambling on for like 3 pages about how they betrayed me and they went off to do it without me, and I'm just a hanger-on. I don't feel like I belong. I can't actually say my honest opinion without being frowned upon. There's an envelope in my secret box that's labeled, "Don't open until I get a real friend." And it's still closed! And with like a freaking whole ass page full of exclamation marks. And no matter what they think about our friendship, the truth is that it's not real. You can't be someone's friend just by saying you are. So yeah, take that, Redacted. I guess it's kind of true, but the context, the way I was like talking about this, these girls, they probably like wanted to be my friend. They probably were trying, but I was just being a difficult little bitch. Like, I was probably just being so fucking dramatic that they didn't know what to say and they were probably a bit scared of me. Who the fuck is... Anyway, now that random ass phone call is out of the way, let's get back to this.